Welcome to Mirror Domains. My name is James, and this is a teaser trailer reaction for Antlers. Antlers, starring Keri Russell. Ooh, in which I am a huge fan of hers, so let's get to it. So, Antlers. Have you heard about this project? It's generating a little bit of buzz out there, so I had to check it out. It stars Keri Russell, Jesse Plemons, and Jeremy T. Thomas. Directed by Scott Cooper. The synopsis briefly reads, a small-town Oregon teacher and her brother, the local sheriff, become entwined with a young student harboring a dangerous secret with frightening consequences. Frightening consequences, eh? Wow. I do like secrets. If they do have frightening consequences, then it does make for an interesting premise. And I can't wait to see what this is all about, because I'm told that it's going to be good. So let's check it out right now.
Once, there were 3 bears that lived in a dark and wet cave up above a small town. Every day, Little Bear went to school, and at night, he would come home and eat dinner.
Well, it is dark. Dark imagery.
But one day,
She is.
Little Bear came home, and Big Bear and Baby Bear were different. Big Bear got sick, and his insides turned black.
Del Toro,
Bear
okay.
has become more angrier and meaner
That's creepy.
because they had no food, no meat.
Antlers. See it. Is it a monster?
But they had each other.
It is a monster. I like that. Bring it. Antlers. It's a monster movie then. I like that. Scott Cooper. Okay, what did we get from that? What notes can we take away from that? You see Antlers, you see monster, and I'm guessing that a lot of people are just going to think Wendigo, right? Wendigo. It's a an urban legend. It's cryptozoology. It's about a monster that has antlers and eats people. It comes from North American lore. Not my people. I think it's Algonquin. I think it sort of started with Ojibwe, which is mine, but it was around a premise, I believe, that somebody would get sick and then they would get cast out from the tribe, and the sickness would make their skin like really tight around their bones, like so tight around their bones that you could actually see the outlines of the bones, and that freaked people out. And of course, these people also became cannibals. It's just like, that's the mythos behind it. I'm from what I believe, from what I remember. But the Wendigo story, I think it's it's the right time to tap into some of that lore and bring it out onto the big screen. If that's what this is about, it looks like it is, or at least they're trying to use that angle. And that's just fascinating. That's what jumps out at me. And then as a teaser, that got me really hyped. Okay, let's just see if we can learn anything more about this. And what I'm going to do that is I'm going to pull up the IMDB right here. Okay. R, it's rated R for horror, definitely for sure. You got that vibe. The synopsis is the same. Let's just scroll down to the cast. Graham Greene's in this. Cool. I like that. He doesn't get enough work. He's really a talented actor. If you didn't know, he was in Dances with Wolves, and he's like 2 years ago, he was in Wind River as a cop, and he was really good in that. If you haven't seen that, check that out. He's just really good all around. Looking at the remaining cast, I don't see any other names that jump out at me. But we need to look at the director because it said acclaimed director. And if he's acclaimed, well, we got to take a look at his work and see what makes him acclaimed. Okay, so, Crazy Heart, Hostels was okay. Out of the Furnace, meh. Black Mass, meh. I don't know. Crazy Heart was his most acclaimed work. People really liked that work. Hostels was interesting. That was Christian Bale. Rosamund Pike was in that. That's right. She was really good in that. And Out of the Furnace was kind of like really good until the last act, and then it just kind of fizzled out. So Scott Cooper. Let's see if there's any other works here I recognize. He also acted in stuff. That's interesting. And so that's it. So yeah, he's got a small bit of resume that shows great potential. So I wouldn't really call him acclaimed, but he's definitely got a lot of potential, and that's an interesting thing. So let me just pull up the Wiki page right here, see if there's anything more we can learn about this, because I saw Guillermo Del Toro right there, David S. Goyer. I don't know about that one, guys, but it's based upon Antocosta short story, The Quiet Boy. Okay. Antosca. Sorry. I don't know. It's a short story. But, okay, so it will be distributed by Disney, which is an interesting thing because people are saying, well, now that Disney's taken over all the properties from 20th Century Fox, they're not going to release R-rated films. But we just saw, hey, this is going to be an R-rated film. It's a horror. So, yeah, cool. That's great. I hope they don't try to edit that stuff down because it looks like this could be pretty edgy material. And I like that vibe. Scrolling down here, doesn't say too much more about the premise. The production took place in Vancouver, BC, and I always appreciate that when people come up north to shoot their productions. It gives my country a little bit of a boost, and I love that. And it's just great. You can see like the forest around there. It's just a fantastic place to film. But let's just go back to this Wendigo thing because it's an interesting premise. And from what I recollect, as I said, okay, if they're going to take this, Algonquin, yeah, that's right. If they're going to take this from the premise that it's an actual monster, okay, I'll buy that. But we saw that somebody was eaten, so maybe it is a little bit about cannibalism, and maybe it is just maybe going on in this kid's mind that he's making the monster out of what his father and brother are doing, it looks like, by eating people. And it's just, this could go in so many directions. It just makes me go, yeah, this has got my curiosity piqued, and I hope it's got yours piqued. Because you know what? This is the great thing about horror and the horror franchises. It's just, there's so much diversity out there, right? Because you got dramatic horror, comedy and horror, and just within the realm of horror itself, you got like alien horror, ghost horror, slasher horror, you got demonic possession horror, which is one of my favorites, and then of course you got like monster horrors, which is like, this is something that it could possibly be, or it could be like that psychological horror, and that could be actually a little bit more of an interesting take. But yeah, that's it. Wendigo, what did you guys think about this trailer? Let me know in the comments below. Did this work for you? Because it did for me. That's all I can pretty much say about this. YouTube is recommending a video for you to watch right there, and you can see my latest one just right up here. My name is James, and you're watching Mirror Domains. If you've liked what you've seen, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe.